You're listening to Those Dram Yinzers with your hosts, John and Zach.
Hey everyone, I'm John.
And I'm Tomas.
Welcome to Those Dram Yinzers, where we drink whiskey
And talk about it.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi,
I was literally just doing the intro when Aaron knocked on the door to let him in. So yeah, we're coming at you live from the brand new Liberty Pole distilling location. And T and I are set up in the production area, which is, we're on the table where they're going to be doing tastings after a tour. And we're going to hear from Todd later. He's going to talk us and walk us through like the entire tour experience. Yeah, it's a beautiful day out. It's, I don't think they could have asked for better. I think it's supposed to rain later, but whatever. But Aaron, I know you and I have been here for once or twice for some soft openings and what. But now that the day is here, what are your thoughts?
Just amazed, astounded. I mean, still to this, having been here previously and still coming again, like the space is just fantastic. I can't even imagine. I can't even put into words how awesome it turned out. Like I got to see early on some of the earlier drawings.
Yeah.
And you see those drawings, and it doesn't do it justice.
There's always a difference between the drawings and then what ends up coming to fruition too. Yeah.
But I think there's a character that you can't capture necessarily in those like blueprint type drawings, right?
Yeah.
That having it fully realized and in front of you and built, and just the little touches throughout the building. Yes. And some of the pieces that have come with them from the Maiden Street location, like the benches on the outside area here, from the beams. Obviously the Hamilton, the upside down Hamilton is here with us.
Above the beautiful see-through fireplace. Yeah. Yes.
But it's those little things that you loved about Maiden Street are here, and that same character of Maiden Street has just been amplified like 1,000%.
That's what I was going to say. If you take that front cocktail area, like the actual meeting space at the old location, and you amplify it by like 1,000,000, and that still does not describe it. I mean, you said it, and you posted some pictures in the group the other day, and you even said it too. So you were like, you still need to go. These pictures, you cannot take pictures to capture like this
and
place here.
And that's and we've obviously at the Maiden Street location, like we've had events there, we've done other stuff there, right? You can't capture the warmth and feel that the hops bring to the distillery, to their space. Yeah. Right? Yes, it's a distillery, but it is family, and they make you feel part of that family.
Yeah.
And, obviously from Pittsburgh Whiskey Friends' perspective, we love that, right?
Oh, for sure.
That's what we're all about, right? So to find people who match those same values and ideas, and I know values is tossed around as a word often, but like that concept of community and family, and just allowing people to be who they are, and embracing them, the same, right?
Yeah.
Like it's whiskey is better with friends.
Absolutely,
right?
For sure. I mean, did you realize how deep that motto was going to take you when you guys came up with that?
Yeah, I mean, that was always our guiding principle. Until we always had this idea of community, but we found that to encapsulate really what we were talking about is that there shouldn't be. I was just talking the other podcast that's here. Rich, thank you. Yes,
Fermented Adventure.
Fermented Adventures. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Sorry, Rich. We were just talking, and we were talking about like some encounters he's had with other whiskey groups, and like that. There's oftentimes you get a level of pretentiousness and where people think you have to meet a certain standard, or you're drinking. Why are you drinking that?
Yep.
Right? Like, because I like that. And I don't. If you enjoy something, I want to be part of that enjoyment, right? And it's like going to dinner at somebody's house. If somebody wants to take time to make me food, then whatever that food is, I'm going to enjoy it because they took that time and effort to do that for me, right?
Yeah.
And it's the same when you bring a whiskey for somebody to try. They brought that because they like that, and they want you to try it, not for you to be wowed by it, not for right? They just want you to be part of their experience.
Yep.
And that's what it should be about always.
So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I was going to say, Tomas and I are enjoying the first of many, many. In fact, I'm afraid from my tab at the end of the night, because we were here all day, of the Rebel Teas, right, which is our favorites. We missed it at the Rebellion Fest because they weren't open, obviously. They were getting this ready. So I was glad to see they still had it on the menu for the opening.
I haven't tried the Rebel Tea.
It's made with the peated bourbon, which is just...
It's what I didn't really look... I didn't look at the menu. I have a habit when people, people hand me a menu and I'm like, well, what do you recommend?
I get that.
Yeah. Well, especially somewhere like here. Like, what do you want to make? Like, what you know?
What's so I have the Rise Up.
Okay, so what's the Rise Up?
Delicious.
Yeah. Aaron forgets the ingredients, just like Tomas and I forget the ingredients in this.
That's what I told him earlier. I said I don't remember what's in a Rebel Tea. I just know not to question it because it's so good.
So it's it's rye based.
The rye,
right?
okay,
It is citrus. I'm not sure what bitters is used, but there's definitely I wouldn't call it an old fashioned.
Okay.
But I could see somebody saying it's in line with an old fashioned.
Like
right?
Okay.
Because you have those citrus notes.
I got to steal a menu from
if you want
to.
If you want to try a sip, I mean, we're
Ooh, that strong lemon. Like, I mean, I know it's got the peel in it, but we had said actually, Tomas and I did a whole intro and forgot to push the record button. So
I don't blame myself. I blame John, but I'm pretty sure John blames me.
Yeah.
I'd blame John too.
Yeah.
I'm with Tomas.
I said the drinks are a perfect balance of whiskey and flavor. Like, it's not like overly sweet like some places. It's not super heavy-handed. It's a perfect balance, which we
not
already
hot.
Right.
The whiskey is it goes to that. Like I always say that I like things in cocktails. I want everybody to have to play their section, right? Like I don't want a soloist.
Yeah.
I want it all to kind of come together and be this great thing together.
Honestly,
these highlight all that.
And it's dangerous because I'm almost done with my first tea, and I'm like, oh god,
this is my second Rise Up.
Yeah, these Rebel Teas just taste like
they just go down
it's just like lemon tea with like a hint of almost cinnamon taste. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I don't like. I taste the peated bourbon, but I don't taste like any strong alcohol coming down at all. And like,
so I said, T and I make sure we definitely have to hydrate in between drinks, but at the same point,
I always do
something different. I don't know if you got anything the other night. Something different with this new location is they're having food.
Oh, yeah.
Not anything like big and crazy, like bar fare food, but like, again, on theme, on brand for them.
Yeah.
Meat pie, charcuterie board, stuff like that.
The Johnny cake. They got the trout.
That's the
trout
dip?
dip.
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. I did get to try the trout. That was really really nice. I was hoping to try the Johnny cake, but I gotta meet somebody at 2:00, so I don't think I'm gonna get that done.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think T and I are probably gonna end up working through the menu, which again I'm scared for my bill.
Speaking of on theme, I haven't gone into the actual dining room yet.
I haven't let them
but
do it
it
yet.
Looks like they did a really good job at making it look very close to their old place.
Oh,
like
the theming
wise and everything. Like I can just see the one bar and it already looks very similar to their old place.
The Springhouse bar, yeah.
Colonial Tavern.
It's awesome.
Captured in a modern era. I mean, you just again you can't put it into words until you see it, and seeing it in person really drives it home.
I said that I was talking to Jim outside a little bit ago, and I said to him, I don't know if this was your plan. I said, but the way that the whiskey community in general across the states views Bardstown as the jewel of Kentucky bourbon, right? This is going to be the jewel, the stop when it comes to PA whiskey.
For sure.
I feel like.
Yeah, this is, and that's...
Now, I haven't been to a lot of other ones, but, like, you know what I'm trying to say. And
truly,
again, it's one of those things you got to see it to understand what I'm saying.
Well, when you drive up, right, you drive up to the space on Adios Drive, right, 800 Adios Drive, Washington, PA. I don't know what the zip code is.
Yeah.
But when you drive up and you see that rick house,
oh, it's beautiful.
And the green behind, like, you cannot but think I've dropped myself right now into Kentucky for a minute, right? Mm-hmm. And then you realize, no, I'm in PA because I'm about to drink fantastic PA rye.
And the horses and the meadows are about to go off.
Yeah, think about the casino traffic that's going to drive people into here now.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Especially
huge.
if they
There's
get them
5
some-
hotels to stay at overnight for the casino, and you can walk right here.
Especially if they get a decent sign, like right at the over by where the Permanis is, like right there by the
At the light.
that bend. Yeah, they get a decent sign out there pointing people over here. Like,
yeah, you can't if you know anything about whiskey and you see that building, instantaneously you're like, ooh, what is going on there? I need to go check that out. And I really do, and we've talked about this before, and Jim, and I really do hope this leads to a true trail in Pennsylvania.
yes,
For exploring Pennsylvania rye. And I know what is a Pennsylvania rye is a loaded discussion, but I'm less worried about Monongahela rye versus all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. I want the tradition.
you're
upheld.
talking like the state name on the how like the things you need to have to say like Kentucky bourbon, Tennessee whiskey,
Sure.
Like that, like Pennsylvania, like made.
Everybody
in PA.
has a right. Everybody has a trail of something. I mean, Pennsylvania's got a ton of trails, right? We got an ice cream trail. Mm-hmm. We got a pickled trail. We got a charcuterie trail. Yeah.
That's something Zach and I are attempting to work on.
Yeah,
because
really
there's the Rebellion Trail that
Sure.
goes. It's a tri-state. It goes down into Virginia and Maryland, and there's a little bit up here. But like Zach and I do want to be a starting force in creating a true PA PA trail.
I agree, and and obviously rye should be a highlight of that trail because there's such a tradition. But I mean, like again, while I want the tradition upheld and I want to highlight those aspects, I'm less worried about the definition of that thing,
Yes.
and I'm more happy to see the exploration of our local distilleries and farms and communities that are delivering these things. And I know not everybody is currently releasing their own make. I think most are in process on making their own stuff.
Right. It takes a bit, especially
Yeah.
if you're, depending on the route you want to go.
But I think that desire, right, is what a lot of people have done in other locations, right? You have to start somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I think when I'm thinking about the top 3 that I think of when I think PA rye or PA distilleries in general, and it's very like Western Central, Eastern PA. You got Liberty Pole, Western PA, Stolen Wolf, Central PA, and you got Dad's Hat. Like
holding up the East.
Yes, like I think you got those 3 as like a, and then you can just fill in the gaps as we're going. And
Great anchors.
I mean, geez, when we started 4 or 5 years ago, like there's so many more that have popped up.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's like I got to try some stuff from Altered State in Erie.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Very good.
Hidden Still, I think is like Hershey, Harrisburg area. Bluebird. Mm-hmm. Some fun stuff that I've had from those guys.
Okay.
We've had them in the Advent calendar. I definitely, we're working on putting the Advent calendar together right now. Mm-hmm. But I think our Altered State is going to make an appearance
Nice.
in this year's, because the couple things I did get to try from them were excellent.
We're already huge fans of their stout cask finished.
Oh, yeah.
And Zach, from a marketing perspective, loves their logos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Their art is very nice. Because it's that, I don't know what the official term is, but it reminds me of a little bit of those, like the forestry posters, the way they kind of have
Yes.
that, the color use and the way they highlight stuff with the whites and the bright and the bold. I'm sure Zach would school me.
You would have just sent Zach down a rabbit hole for sure. Yeah.
Where is Zach?
Dad duty.
Dad duty.
It's funny. All three, Josh, myself, and Zach's wives, are all at 3 different bridal showers today. But I was able to find a sitter because both for Josh and for Zach, it's family members. Ours is a friend of Lisa, a coworker of Lisa's, so we had more options for sitters. But yeah, so they're both. I told Zach though to come down later once it's over, but we'll see.
You haven't seen Zach in a while.
Yeah,
I know. He's got.
Oh yeah,
he's juggling much.
He is.
Not that you aren't.
No, oh, no, he juggles way more than I do, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And
Zach has him 2-to-1 on kids, so
yeah, he does have me 2-to-1 on kids, and his work is much more crazier. Yeah.
Miss you, Zach.
Yeah.
Not that John's not good enough.
Going back to just like the space, when we were here a month or so ago for the interview we did with the Huffs.
Oh yeah,
it was still a construction zone.
Yeah.
I mean, had to wear hard hats until we were in a certain area, and so there was still like dust everywhere, and this entire space right here where like the bottling label is was all construction equipment and everything. And the floor wasn't even fully done in there. The dust was everywhere. No tables, no chairs. The fireplaces were boarded up still.
So truly a shell of what it is now.
we saw like what it could be, and we had visions. And then walking in on Thursday when you and I came in for the soft open, even walking in today, I'm just like, wow, like just the amount they took from that point to now, and the bottling, the spirits shop.
Oh yeah,
the bottle shop. It's beautiful. That mural in there.
That mural is fantastic.
Wait, they have their shop too?
Yeah, I'll release you from duty, and we can go through and look at everything. Yes.
Yeah, in the shop is a mural, and Jim gave me a little tour on Thursday.
Yes.
And he had said that Ellen had this vision for the mural, and nobody else really saw it, and they were hesitant to even participate in it. And then the photographer came out and they did it, and they were like, we'll just do it, and it'll be a nothing moment, and it won't turn into anything. And then we saw the pictures, and we're like, oh my God, I get it. And then when and you see the photo, kind of looking back to the past looking forward, and then you add in, the babies,
the girls,
which are, right, to
future,
even the next generation, right? Like that nod, that's what it's been kind of about the entire time, right? They've respected the history. They've wanted to grow that history. They understand it, and it's been family, right? Dominic Toretto right now is nodding his head, saying, "Yeah, it's about family." Right? It's always family. You're right, Dom. It's family, and it really is. And you see all those little touches and those little moments, and it's like, and then you truly do realize what you have here, And I think, and that's what when I talk to him, I said that's always what I highlight, is that I always feel like this is an extension of my family,
for sure.
And if people come and visit and you don't feel that, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how to come find me if I'm here, and I will embrace you.
I don't know how that happens because it's just so inviting.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. And I know, even though with this whole new space being bigger, it was probably a little easier with the previous space because, You pretty much ran into one of the four of them at some point.
It was tight.
And even though the space is still, I still feel like you're going to, I mean, even the staff is just super welcoming.
And obviously, I love seeing so many members on the staff.
Yes.
Pittsburgh whiskey friends.
Matt and Kim are working in the bottle shop today. Yeah.
Logan and Amanda are working, serving, and it's just it's fantastic. It's happy to see faces I know and new faces that I kind of know, and I'm meeting new people that I'm getting to know.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm excited for too, is to meet new people as we have them sit down and give their thoughts and opinions on the new spot. I mean, hell, even Christian Marshall, which I'm probably still him before he walks out of here. Like, I've only known him on Facebook. You know, he's a massive member. And, 2-hour drive down here. Massive member in the group and huge supporter of us, of the podcast. I mean, he's wearing our shirt today.
Shirt, yeah.
And he's one of the only ones that, like, has bought everything that we've sold.
Honestly, he's the only other person I've seen wear your clothes except for our family.
Jim will wear it every once in a while. But,
You don't have my size, or I would. I'd represent every now and then, but I'm a fat guy,
when we move to, like, right now, the site works, but I would like to move to an actual, like, local place, so then I can actually order whatever we need to order. Hey, that's okay. I ordered a double X zip-up hoodie because it had the main logo on the back. Yeah. I was all excited about this. I couldn't zipper the damn thing. I couldn't zipper it. That's twice now. I've gotten stuff from Threadless. Not to, like, bash your own thing, but, like, I'm just giving you all a warning that, like, the size came in. It wasn't the size. I gave it to a buddy of mine because it fit him, but.
Well, that's part of the nightmare of sizing, in general, is there is no... The standard is not the standard.
It is not, no. But, Aaron, thanks for sitting with us. Thanks for sharing your thoughts on
thank you for having
Liberty Pole. And
always great to see you guys.
Yeah. Okay, so we're back. So I got a hold of the menu so we can talk about what was in our drinks because, God forbid, I remember things, right? So Tomas and I, as I said, had the Rebel Tea, peated bourbon, chai tea syrup, and lemon juice. Aaron had the Rise Up, rye whiskey, origin bitters, I don't know, lemon juice, and lemon bitters.
Origin what?
Or Orijin. I don't know.
Probably some type of fancy orange.
Tomas and I flipped the menu over and ordered our first thing of food, and that'll be on our Instagram page. You should have seen that by now. We got the pig leg portion for two. It's their charcuterie plate. It comes with a mortadella-style pork, a roasted pork, and a candied, looks like bacon. Yeah. Couple like crackers, some jam, and an onion cheddar that literally smells and tastes like French onion soup. So, more food we get, the more we'll talk about it.
This stuff is fantastic. Mm-hmm. I mean, because when you think about it, of course their food's going to be good because they've
been working on this recipe, this menu for a while.
But what's interesting is, like, most of the time when you see people do like beer and whiskey and stuff like that, they know how to do drink stuff, but it's not like everything transitions into making food. But you can tell that they put the same care and attention that they do to their whiskey to their food because this stuff is delicious.
This cheese, I want this cheese. I want a block of this cheese.
I also want a block of the cheese. I'm going to try the cheese with the bacon.
Mm-hmm. But it is so good. Yeah. What did you say when I went out and ordered this? You said you took a deeper look at the menu. What did you say?
I want everything on the menu today.
All right, and we're back with Brendan Rawlings from Ponfay, as we say it correctly, Ponfay Distilling.
Yes, sir.
Brendan, what's your role with the distillery?
The master distiller.
Master distiller, excellent. I guess I should ask beforehand. Bad host. I mean, obviously you're familiar with Liberty Pole. You're here on opening day, right? So you've been to the other spot then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and actually, Jim is the one that hooked me up with Maximilian, the founder of Ponfay.
Yeah. He was here earlier, yeah.
Yeah. So I was at an event talking to Jim about my experience at, I probably shouldn't say this, at Wiggle.
Oh, you're fine. No, you're fine. Yeah.
and how I aspired for more than that.
Mm-hmm.
But Jim hooked me up with Maximilian,
Yeah.
and we got this thing rolling.
Nice. So, what do you think of the new space that they built the opening day today?
Oh my God! I mean, so I spent a while in the old space with Jim just a few weeks ago, and talking about all the changes and everything that they're going to be able to do here, all their aspirations that they're going to be able to fulfill in this place, and seeing it. The production side, especially. I mean, that's what I care about.
Yeah, right.
And the tasting room is obviously
I mean, the
great,
fact that everything's not mashed together in a big old circle and you're stepping over some sort of like hose or something when you're back when you were back in the other spot. Yeah.
So much room for activity.
And I mean, you guys haven't, like, you guys are still building. Like, you're still putting it. So, like, seeing something like completed that they've been working on for a while really probably hits home for you because you're still in that process of putting it.
And there were like 5 different points through when we were going through this with Jim that I was looking at Maximilian saying, "You see that? We should do that." Like they're doing it right here. It's great.
So, have you tried any spirits or cocktails today?
Yeah. I mean, nothing I didn't like.
Yeah.
At least nothing from them.
Yeah, definitely. Have you had any of the food? Like, that's the big thing we're talking about today, too, is the fact that, like, they have food now.
Yeah.
So, did you get to try anything?
The Johnny cake.
Okay.
What is a Johnny
Yeah,
cake?
what is that?
It's like a cornbred cake, and they threw some sausage and like put honey on it.
So then, yes.
So
that's a
yes,
yes.
more.
It's apparently that's like what George Washington lived on through his later years because he didn't have any teeth in his mouth. So
Right.
he couldn't put anything down other than soft cakes.
Because we were talking, that was the only thing on the menu that I wasn't sure because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So that's a yes too.
Yeah. Me neither, and that's why I went for it.
We're just going to have to go in the back of the kitchen and be like, listen, I want one of everything. Space it out every hour. Bring me something new. Because we ordered the pig leg portion for 2. Their charcuterie plate. And that's what we've been munching on over here. It's very good. Yeah.
It looks good.
3 different types of pork, a cheese, like a pita like style like biscuit, cracker, and some jam. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
Salty, savory. What more do you need?
Oh, yeah. Very good, very good. All right, so you brought a little something with you today that you graciously allowed Tomas and I to try. So do you want to talk about what we're looking at here?
So that is our flagship rye. That is made out of Somerset grain. We shipped 5 truckloads of Somerset rye down to Southern Distilling in North Carolina. And they did a couple batches of that for us 2.5 years ago.
Gotcha.
And it's been sitting down in their barrels in North Carolina, which is a great place to age barrels. They got the temperature swings and everything. And so we just got our first taste of that. We had a taste at 18-month, and then we were trying for months and months to give us another sample. And that came in, and I'm so happy with it.
I mean, for like a first, like kind of, you said 95.5.
95.5. Yeah.
And for those that don't understand what that, 95% Somerset rye,
Yep.
5% malted barley.
Yeah, malted barley.
It's a very standard rye mix, especially when you get some of these places that are like sourcing from like MGP. Like that's their like
most
flagship,
of what comes out
like
of
95.5. Yeah,
but I mean, obviously that's not.
But this
MGP.
is Somerset. Yeah. Oh, for sure. No, that's not. I was just saying like.
No, I know.
It's
but
saying 95.5.
Yeah.
People in the whiskey community understand what that means. So
but it's interesting. I mean, everybody knows what MGP tastes like, and to taste that next to an MGP 95.5, it's a totally different world. Like you can hardly call MGP a rye after tasting that.
You have a little bit of the youngness in it, right? Because it's 2.5 years, but 2.5 years in a 53. It's not like you're doing 2.5 years in like a 30 or something, right? So there is a little bit of that youngness, but I think it's masked as well because of the recipe you picked, right? But there is a strange, with it being rye and malted barley, there is a beautiful creamy caramelness that just kind of floats there in the middle, like a sandwich, like rye, caramel, creamy caramel, rye, that is crazy that comes out of that type of recipe. So,
yeah, and I'm going to give all those props to the terroir of Monongahela rye. I think that's all it is.
And if this is 2.5, and we were talking earlier, you're from this time of recording, next year sometime you'll be finally selling?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this has got some more time to sit, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should be in production in the next couple months, and we'll probably be dumping barrels also in the next couple months.
Right.
Once we start getting out there, it'll probably have 3 years on the barrel. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you going to be at?
We're in Somerset.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, Seven Springs.
Yeah, the page follows them on Facebook and all the socials, and I've seen some of like the production, like the update pictures you guys have been showing. So when you said a few months, so when do you think like you'll be open? Like how they're open?
Well, if you've been following us, you've seen that we'll be open in October 2022. We'll be open.
That got you, didn't it?
Yeah.
February, April, June, September.
Yeah.
So we're
just keep an eye on socials.
Yeah.
But you don't want to rush it either.
No, I mean,
you want to do it right.
That has been the issue. Like we could have got people in there slapping things together that might have worked, and that's been the delay. We're making sure it's done right once we get going.
Awesome. So on all the social medias, if people want to find and follow along until it's time to open the doors and all that.
Yeah. Ponfeigh. Ponfeigh.
Spelled, pronounced Ponfeigh, not Ponfeigh,
well,
like myself said. Because John can't read.
Correct.
All right. Any final thoughts on the new space here? Since we're chilling?
It's just exciting to see this explosion of distilling in Western Pennsylvania like this, with Iron City, this new space, our space going in down in Somerset, and a ton of new little guys popping up around too.
Yeah,
which some of them are going to turn into this as well.
We were talking with Aaron, right before we were sitting down with you, and that's what we kept saying is like from when we started the podcast 4 or 5 years ago, and Aaron started the group right before that. There are so many that have popped up within those past, even like the past 2 years. I feel like I just keep hearing about or meeting people like, oh, I own a thing, or people reaching out on social media saying, hey, we want you to come down and whatever, and or they're doing the bit. There's many different routes to starting your own distillery. We've talked in Agnostium with go away fly. How Liberty Pool started, where they started with the smaller barrels. Some people will source from MGP and places like that.
I mean, that's a lot of it. People start just sourcing and bottling, and people like get upset about that. But
there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And it's pretty mixed. Like certain places, like I thought New Riff did a good job where they completely changed the label because once they stopped sourcing, But some places will just do clear spirits. We were just talking. I have an email sitting in my queue from Lawrenceville Distilling. He's been doing mostly clear spirits while his whiskey that he wanted to try is aging. Yeah. And now it's ready and everything. So he reached out.
Have you been in Noir out there?
No.
Noir. I mean, it's a totally sourced operation, but they're planning fermentation and full production. But
I haven't heard about this one yet.
That's how people start. Yeah. And Love Katie, that's one that's up in like Etna, Sharpsburg. They're popping up everywhere.
Which one's in Sharpsburg?
It's called Love Katie.
Love Katie. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. See, this is what I'm saying. That's in my backyard, and I don't even know that one. Yeah. But there's other ones like how you guys doing, where you're using another distillery while you're getting your stuff together to help with the product and everything. like get product ready so when you launch, you're able to have stuff right away.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many ways to do it.
I'm talking about other people sourcing, like that's other people, but that's us.
Yeah,
we're sourcing right now.
You are and you're not, because you're sourcing the work, like, because you're set. It's not like you're just like, oh, I want this. Like, you're not like they gave you a recipe book and you went, I want this. You literally sent them the stuff you want here.
Right.
We need to borrow your equipment. Here's our grain.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's a different type of sourcing.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome. Okay. Well, thanks for sitting with us. And I'm going to look forward to when it opens. Make sure you take a card with you. And keep us updated so we can pop out there when it's time to go.
Sure will. We'll be glad to have you down.
Thank you. All right, we're back with our good friend Christian from Lucky Sign. Came down to check out the new space. How you doing, man?
Doing really good. The space looks freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. So you had, yes, this is your first time visiting the new space.
Yeah, I wanted to get down earlier. I just, working all the time.
Well,
so.
yeah, working on some good stuff over there.
Exactly.
Oh my God, I just blanked.
That's all right.
Yeah. You looking around thinking like, okay, I'm going to add that to mine next time. We're going to do this next time.
Exactly.
Getting some good ideas.
That's pretty much it. It's funny because, like, I tell people when they see our space, our distilling area is pretty small. But the thing is, like, for a distillery, you don't need that big of a production area. You need storage.
Right.
So you look at these guys, this is a good size production area. I mean, but they're now a huge operation.
Yeah.
But now they have a rick house next door. So. And
he said they were maxing out of their the between the basement and the rented space they had for barrels before.
Yeah.
They were already like, had to slow down production because they were maxing out like the space there. Now, it's gonna take them a while to max out this one.
They say that, but...
Yeah, true.
A couple months down the road, they're like, yeah, we got to build another rick house.
Hey, there is nice grass space right back here behind production. I think another nice little tall, skinny rick house could fit.
Exactly.
You just keep building buildings until you get
keep
right to the edge of the racetrack, and then you can watch the race.
Just keep buying more property off the
exactly.
meadows. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see like tents out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's our temporary rick house.
Oh my goodness, it's great. So, what did you? I know we talked in there. What did you get to drink?
I got
which
the
cocktail?
Louisiana Punch.
Rye whiskey, pineapple and lime juices, and ginger simple syrup.
Yeah,
I saw people walking
really
around
good.
with those. They look good.
So that's in that. Yeah. The nice thing, I mean, I love the Rebel tea, but it's in a small glass, and I drink it so fast that I feel like would last me a little bit longer. Who knows?
This is like a tiki version of a rye drink. So
yeah.
It's kind of fun because it's got that pineapple in it, and I love pineapple. So.
Oh yeah, that might have to be the next. I know. So my wallet is not going to like me at the end. My wife is not going to like me at the end of this day, for sure.
Yeah, I was just in the bottle room, and I'm like, that's a bad idea.
That bottled old fashioned is calling my name for sure.
Seriously.
Yeah. So, being a local PA distillery, right? What does them moving to a space like this, having a production, like, what do you think that does for PA whiskey in general?
So, the thing with, like, PA whiskey is, like, if you look at the eastern side of the state, they've had a lot larger distilleries. They've had a larger number of distilleries out there, and they've kind of have their own kind of tourism piece going on. You're just starting to see that in the west side. So, Wiggle has their space, but really when it comes to Western PA, that was kind of it. Like, when it comes to, like, really beautiful, dedicated distillery spaces. And now we have two. And you can see that it's growing. We're getting, from a perspective of the product, the quality of the product, Western PA has really amazing stuff for the number of distilleries we have.
Yeah.
You can't go into any of the distilleries in Western PA and not find something really good.
Correct.
And we're just starting to get to the point where tourism is going to be a significant portion of what we do.
Yep.
And, with Liberty Polling, they're going to be an anchor. I mean, the quality of their product is amazing. Wiggle, awesome. They're nice and big.
They got the tourism down for that because their location is just prime tourist. Yeah.
And you're going to start seeing more and more of these that, like Pontife, not necessarily west, but close enough. Whatever. We'll
Somerset,
claim them. Yeah, we'll claim them anyhow.
West Central.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a tourism space. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can see the photos. Absolutely beautiful stills.
Massive.
It's a space that you want to be in. This is a space you want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Wiggle's a space you want to be in. Then the rest of us are starting to grow up. And the rest of us are starting to get to the point where we need to have really dedicated facilities versus, when you're a startup distillery, it's like, okay, I need 4 walls, and that's about it.
Right.
So it's not necessarily the prettiest of places.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that, we're talking about trying to do some more stuff with, not just increasing production, but making it a space that people want to walk through.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think, like you said, this is definitely going to be an anchor because this is going to draw people here in general, whether they're avid whiskey fans or passerbyers that are at the casino or by the mall or the outlets or something. And then, then they're going to go, well, what else is around here? And then everybody else is all the little boop, 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 boop is going to pop up on their searches and everything. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we were talking with Aaron. The amount of distilleries that have popped up in the past 4 or 5 years since we've started this podcast is immense. I mean, we had no idea the amount, we had no idea about the local scene in general when we first started the podcast, but now, from what it was then to what it is now and, how many are around and everything, it's going to be pretty cool.
And the way Pennsylvania is set up for the laws, Pennsylvania gets beat up because, they have really horrible laws around alcohol, and it's just stupid. But the reality is, for distilleries especially, our laws are very updated. They were updated about 2011, 2010 with
Makes sense.
Boyd and Blair and a couple other spaces. It really opened up and lobbied government for better rules.
Yep.
And now you can really make a go of it. There's a lot of distillers, you're going to see a lot more, that are basically mom and pop shops.
Okay.
And you can make enough money off a really small distillery to keep yourself going. And it's a lot of hard work, trust me. You work all the time.
As you said earlier, yeah.
Yeah, seriously. But the thing is, you can definitely make it work. You can definitely make the money. It's a matter of making sure you have the quality of the product. And so far, I mean, like I said before, everywhere I go, they have a good product. I've been to other areas, being a distiller.
Yep.
Whenever you go anywhere else, you go to distilleries.
Mm-hmm. I do it.
I know, seriously. It's just like whiskey people in general.
Yeah.
But, I do what I call my pity purchase. I'll go into a distillery and it is absolutely horrible, and I will buy the least horrible thing they have. And it's just crazy.
What's something with this new space, other than, we talked about whether that got cut or not, how this is going to be a huge anchor for all local distilleries in general. Anything else you're looking forward to with seeing with this new space for Liberty Pole?
The biggest thing for me is all the peated ryes they're going to make, and I already have dibs on every single barrel. No one else gets them. They're mine only. It's funny, the first time he announced peated rye, and I'm like, I'm weird with ryes. Either I love it or I hate it.
Okay.
And he's like, all right, come try it. So I did, and I'm like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing ever.
First in PA and second in the U.S. to do a peated rye,
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, he knows I love Scotch too.
Yeah.
So he knew he just dangled that ball in front of my face.
I mean,
I'm like, oh man.
You know, it was only a matter of time. Considering one of their one of their standard bottles, standard offerings they have since the opening was a peated bourbon.
Yeah.
You knew at some point a peated rye was coming down the pipe for sure. Yeah.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And I love the guys for it because it's so good.
Oh, it's very good.
So good.
We've talked so much already about the peated rye. Yeah. But yeah, okay. So you finished your this cocktail? What's you gonna get another one? You're gonna get a different one? You're gonna change it up or what?
I gotta go back and work.
Oh, okay.
So, I'll probably do like the big tour with Jim and the guys.
Yeah.
Some other time.
Oh, I'm sure. Any other day other than opening, you walk in, Jim's gonna be like, "Let's go," you know.
Yeah, I know. I think everyone here is like, oh god, it's like so many people.
That's why I don't think any of them have stopped, and I've stopped Jeff, and I'm like, you okay? You need me to do anything? He's like, I'm okay. I said, chicken with your head cut off? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The guy who's doing the tour says he's had like 37 seconds in between each tour.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize he was. I thought they were having, because he was having it in 30 minutes. I thought he was rotating with people doing tours. I didn't realize Todd's literally doing every tour.
Yep. He has not stopped walking the tour route since we started today.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. So, all right, well, Christian, thanks for sitting with us. Thanks for talking. Whether it got cut out or not, we're gonna listen to see what got in there. But all right, man. Well, hey. Get back to making some good stuff there, some good products.
Talk to you guys
My dad will probably be back to buy another bottle of Aquavit at some point. He's coming today, and I'm gonna tell him he missed you. So.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, brother. All right, and we're back. We finally nailed down one of the Huff family.
Running
around. I just said this to Christian. I said I try to, when I see you guys or Jeff or any Dot, I'm just like, Howie, I get you just to stop and breathe and everything, because you guys look like chickens with your head cut off running around.
It goes a long way. We appreciate it.
It's not like you haven't owned and operated a distillery for how many years.
Right.
It's just a little bit bigger space.
A little bit.
A little bit more people to talk to. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just like turn around in a circle and talk to everybody. You actually might have to walk a little bit.
We've all noticed our step counts of having.
Oh,
I think Mom had like 16,000 before like 11 a.m.
That's like
morning.
what I did at Disney. That's what I did at Disney. Like a 16-hour day at Disney, man.
Yeah, she's crazy.
All right, so it's here. We're here. It's opening day. We're a good bit of the way through. I'm pulling you. We started at noon, right? You opened at noon, technically.
Almost
it's
halfway
now
there.
3:30. So expectations met.
This is beyond exceeding. Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, we all talk about it, right? It's so true. And whiskey really is better with friends, and I think it's so humbling seeing the people come in and just getting to talk to people and share some whiskey and share this beautiful space, and it's such a beautiful day. So.
I've been seeing people I haven't seen in such a long time too, because everyone wants to make it out. And I said this to your dad, and again, for everyone listening on the podcast, they're gonna be like, oh my god, he's saying it again. But this is Bardstown is the anchor, the jewel of Kentucky Bourbon Trail. This is going to be that anchor, that jewel for not only Western PA, whiskey, but just like PA whiskey, hopefully, fingers crossed, nobody steal our idea, whiskey trail, PA whiskey trail, like spot. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said this to your dad too. It's like, I don't know if that was like on purpose or what, because I really think like this is going to be like a destination.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. I feel like when we set out to do this, that was 100% one of the goals. We wanted this to be such an immersive experience and such a comfortable experience for people. And shoot, if that could be the case, that would be an honor. And we're just so excited. We're seeing the Pomfret guys here today, and the Iron City guys, and seeing. Oh,
they were here.
One of the guys from the brewing side was here.
Okay.
So, but
I met them like a while ago, so it's been
but great people and all the other distilleries in the area. I mean,
we just talked with Christian from Lucky Sign.
That's right.
Who else did I just see? Oh, who else was just here? I see Glenn's here from Fatheads. Yeah.
Love Glenn.
That's who we saw.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So no, it's such a cool thing, and I think that one of the beautiful things about the community is everyone's so helpful to each other, and I'm so excited. I think we've always joked that we're the gnat that barks up Kentucky's ankles up here, but
hey, there wouldn't be a Bardstown if it wasn't for this area. Let's put it that way, right?
Oh yeah. But hey, if we can be in the same stratosphere as at least in the in the conversation, I mean it's an honor of our lifetime.
I was very excited that Rebel Tea was on the menu because Tea and I, we down at least 2 after the Rebellion Fest, and obviously couldn't be open during the Rebellion Fest because you were still getting this all ready to go. But thank you for having it on the menu. The first one went down way too fast,
yes,
and we had to back off for a bit.
That happens to the best of us.
But I mean. All I'm seeing is just smiles everywhere.
Yeah.
People I don't know, people I do. Your staff is looking like a just well-oiled.
Yeah, it looks like they've been working at this place for 2 years.
Like, honestly, you could. It looks like how when you walk in the same line too many times, there's a rut. There's going to be a rut from the perfect dance that your staff is doing, getting everything ready to. You know what I mean? It's like you guys have been doing this for years. I mean, you had it at the other spot, but again, different style, right? They're executing today. I'm sure they probably don't feel like they are, but from an outsider's perspective, they're killing it.
That's what we've been saying. The family, it's we're so lucky. Those guys are. Everyone's doing amazing. What's been your favorite part? What's been what have you guys thought is the best part of today
so far?
Or what are you hearing from other people too?
Well, first, it's awesome. The kitchen is awesome because it's such a good advantage to have a kitchen in a place like this.
This is going to turn into a food podcast today for sure.
Also, the space itself. Everybody has been so loving this space.
That's cool.
It's so much larger than the last place.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I loved being huddled around.
Oh, I loved the
tanks and everything. Having drinks with people I've never met before back there. The intimacy was nice, and you have more space here, but even though it's bigger, I still don't feel like you lost that intimacy, that family welcoming. Aaron said it too. He's like, if you ever come here and you leave not feeling like you're part of the family, you did something wrong. You know what I mean? And I still feel like, even with one soft opening that I attended and then seeing this today, I still think you're, it feels like you're still having that intimacy,
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's something we really wanted to maintain. You hear of places they expand or they move, and you lose that. And I think we were very purposeful about not losing that. And I think the moment we lose that, the business or the distillery is no longer good.
For sure.
And also, just the sitting area. I mean, you did such a good job of keeping on theme from the original place that it just looks like it's stretched out, so it still reminds everyone of how much they like going to the small place too.
Totally. Same paint colors too. Gale Force blue.
It looks so similar.
Yeah, and brown trim. I forget what the brown's called, but Gale Force blue. Yeah. So fun. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm glad to hear people are enjoying it.
Are you enjoying yourself?
I am. I am. You know what? It's funny. I was talking to my wife about it this morning. Our opening at Maiden Street was during a Whiskey Rebellion festival.
Yep.
And we knew nothing. And we really were truly running around like chickens with our head cuts off. We had 4 people behind that small bar, and we had some really good friends that were helping us out that day. And today we have a team that's so amazing and passionate about whiskey, and I feel like we get to enjoy this a lot more because of them. So I really am enjoying today. It's been awesome.
That's good.
Yeah. As you should. That's what I wanted. That's what I said. I want to make sure that at some point throughout the day, multiple times, I stop you, I stop your mom, I stop your dad, and just they're on. Their host. Yeah. Personas are coming out in full force today, right? But sometimes it's nice to just I was thinking about this earlier this week. I just wanted you guys to just take a second. You don't have to host with me, right? And just be in it. Yeah. Be in this moment of just years of work and everything to get this up and ready, and it's here. And just take a deep breath and just look around. Just be like, you guys did it. You did this. You know what I mean? It's here, and you ain't going nowhere.
And that's the plan. And I was telling him, it feels like just yesterday that you like showed him the first original plan of what this place is going to look like.
It was Whiskey Rebellion 2 years ago. Yeah. Wow.
And it's just, it feels like yesterday, and now it's just
that's
here.
So funny.
I think it was 2 years. Was it 2 years ago or was it last year?
I bet it would have been.
It wasn't this past one, obviously, but it was the one last year, I believe.
Yep.
Something like that.
So we looked at, I was looking at emails. We started talking about the land back in July 3 years ago. So what was that? July of 2020.
Yeah.
And so July 21. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that probably would have been the plans.
So I'm not sure how like advertising works on properties and stuff, but so it's not tucked back, but you have the main road that goes up into the casino and everything. And so you're over on this side closer to the Dunkin', that side of everything. So are you able to eventually put a sign on that main road to being turn here? Because I see there are some signs for this is this way, is that are you planning on trying to get something there so everybody knows turn here kind of thing?
Yeah, I think the plan, the first one will be on the Rick House. Get a big logo on the Rick House. Mm-hmm. Because I think you can see the Rick House from Racetrack Road pretty visibly.
Oh yeah, first time Dad drove by, he was like, I thought I saw it, and then I saw a bigger building. What was that? I was like, that's where they're storing barrels. They're putting barrels in that. But yes, Dad.
Yep. No, that's a good billboard right there.
I think the other thing, who knows? I don't know who you have to talk to. I'm sure it's probably the state or something because it's off of major highway. Yeah. But you got the attraction sign that you guys got to get a little right on there,
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that for sure. That is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think we asked this in the interview, but you're still in Washington County, but you kind of moved away from downtown, right? Are you? I think I asked are you worried about moving away from but it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes
up the road.
Yep.
You looking forward to attracting being so close to another touristy, place, kind of?
Definitely, I think. Hopefully, hopefully a lot of the folks in Washington, will want to come over to this place. I definitely hopeful. We don't want to lose anyone.
I don't think you will. I've told you that before. Your base is so strong, man. Yeah. Your base is so strong.
So. But it is interesting for folks up in the North Hills. It seems a lot more easier to get to Tanger outlets than.
Dude, I think it's 3 minutes after I get off Racetrack Road, I'm in here. And that's just if I catch red lights. If I catch all green lights, I'm good. Yep. I know. That's what I said to my wife too when I went home on Thursday. Yep. I was I was just shocked at how, we were close to the highway. We were close to 70. With the other one, but as someone's closer, it's 79, and then boom, I'm home.
Seriously.
And it shaves 10, 15 minutes off of my drive. You got a longer drive, but off of my drive, and
Yep. And I think it's gonna be the case for a lot of folks, and but hopefully, regardless, hopefully it's worth the drive for. And I think that was kind of the goal.
So obviously, this is going to come out in a couple of weeks, right after you've already been opening. So. Obviously, everybody can find all your information on the website and everything. But what's typically, how are the hours going to look now for the space?
Yeah. So Wednesday we'll have hours 4 to 7, so the early evening, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday it'll be a noon to 8.
Noon to 8. Okay.
And then we'll have Sunday hours, which I think I'm looking forward to. It'll be noon to 4. So a nice afternoon.
Yeah.
Especially come fall.
There's been a couple Sundays I was like, I could really go down there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially around fall when you release Spiced and everything.
Definitely.
I know you've had some Sundays openings for extra holiday, and everything.
I want to turn single barrel Sundays. So if we do our single barrels, it'll be
okie dokie.
We'll drop them on Sundays.
Well, I know where I'm coming on Sundays.
There you go. Become a tradition.
Oh, I had another thought on that. No, so. 8. That's a little later than
It is, one
typically
extra
you're
hour.
doing 7 at the
yeah.
other place. Which I said to T, I was like, there's some days like I'd love to come here after work, but like 7 for anyone up by Pittsburgh and North Hills, a little tougher.
Totally.
Mostly because, if I didn't hit the traffic getting into the Fort Pitt tunnels, once I'm past that, I don't hit traffic getting here, now that the construction is done on 79.
Yeah, right.
But, so trying to, like, be done with, like, work around 5 and, like, wrap up whatever and then come down here, like, at that point I'm pushing 6:30, depending on traffic and everything. But with that 8 o'clock end time, that's good. I think that's going to open up a little bit too. You know what I mean?
A little bit. Still not going to be the overly late. We want to have a good whiskey experience, and but 8 felt like a nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a good time.
Yeah.
So we talked about food.
Yep.
Right. You have a nice. I described it as everything else is on brand. Right.
Yeah.
This is your menu is a perfect colonial era bar food.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not your typical like wings and fry. Like you got your very on brand, on theme, which I would expect nothing less out of you all.
Yeah. Shout out Mom and Chris. Did an amazing job. It really does, and they go really well with whiskey. It's a.
I mean, we crushed that charcuterie plate. Yeah.
That's cool.
Real fast.
Yeah.
So other things that are new. So. Anyone can go back to the YouTube and watch that, right? So we can kind of dive into that now that it's here and all that.
Yeah. Great.
You got the outdoor space right out where we're sitting to sit and have drinks and what. And you see, when we were here before, you didn't have the benches for the cigar area, but now the benches are out there for the cigar area right outside the bottle shop.
Yep.
You can buy your own cigars there, your cigars, Liberty Pole branded cigars. And then you got the upstairs overlook, right? Yeah. The mezzanine.
Oh, yeah.
And then the founder's room. So what's the plan with the founder's room that's upstairs?
The founder's room, the immediate use will be typically for single barrel picks. So
gotcha.
We'll at some point here, it'll be probably a few weeks, we'll get our feet under us and we'll start rolling out some more single barrel picks. And so we'll go over to the warehouse, pull some samples, go up to the founder's room, and got some leather couches, and it's very cozy up there.
It's very cozy.
Yeah,
you can also look over your Dominion out the windows.
Yeah. So yeah, mostly.
There's Dad right there.
So yeah, and family meetings, staff meetings, team member meetings, have some friends in. So we say it's private, but we'll probably show it off more often.
Are you gonna rent it out?
You have it kind of opened up a little bit today, but that's because today is today and everything.
Exactly.
Are you gonna rent it out for like private stuff at all?
Maybe at some point. We
like a certain podcaster's birthday.
Yeah, he already said he wants to have his birthday in that room.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah. We haven't worked out the details yet, but I'm sure we can figure something out.
I'll be your guinea pig.
Could either be great or
yeah. I'll be the guinea pig. That's fine. I got you. All right. Well, I will let you go do your thing.
Well, thank you so much for having me. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah. Oh, dude, we are so appreciative of you. You know that. I don't think we go an episode without talking to you about you.
I edit. They don't.
That's, honestly, I think it's going to be a drinking game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like bets on how long it's going to take them before they bring up Liberty Pole, right? Awesome. I mean, I was proud of us. We did, surprisingly, at the Rebellion Fest, we didn't talk about it until Dana and Shayna and Carol came over, and then we started talking about it. And I was like, listen, we have not brought them up. You brought them up. It wasn't us. And then I realized I was wearing a hat.
That's hilarious.
It's like, okay, I guess that counts.
I almost wore it, but I knew I was going to buy another one when I came.
Yeah, I know. I love my gray one so much. I mean, these new ones are nice too, but I love the gray one.
That gray one is nice.
All right, man. We'll go do your thing.
Hey.
I'll stop bugging you.
I love it. Hey, thanks. Anytime, guys. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers, brother. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, we are back. Final interview of the night, and there's no other way there's no other person we would want to have for the final interview other than Mama Huff.
Oh, thank you, John. Gee, my son.
So, I mean, we're pretty much wrapped up. I mean, you guys are wrapping up at this point, but opening days here,
wasn't it?
Yeah, opening days here, and how you feeling now that it's up and running?
I'm very happy that the food turned out good. The cocktails were perfect. I think that it worried me that it was great back in the old place, but could I survive and have the same kind of response here that I had in the old place? And I think it's okay today. We'll just have to see. We'll see what happens in the future, but I feel like it's a relief to know that the joy and the happiness that people had in the old place has transferred.
That, I tell you, we talked to a lot of people today, and they all expressed that even though it's bigger, they still feel that warmth and that. I think that Aaron used a specific word, and I'm blanking because it's been a long day.
I know.
That just like intimacy that you got. Not only because it was a small space, before, relatively, right? A small space before, but also because, Aaron said, if you've ever come here and don't walk away feeling like part of the family, then you did something wrong when you were here,
That means a lot to us. I think it's the whiskey, though, John.
Well, yeah, that's very good. That doesn't
I think you have to be sure that you have. I am very blessed to have a really great family who has really shared my vision of excellence and honored the history of. Maybe they didn't agree on the mural in the bottle shop.
I love that mural, so they can shush.
But I mean, all in all, it's a complete experience. You have to have the whiskey, or no one's going to come.
Yeah.
But once you're here and you're enjoying the whiskey, it just seemed like it went really, really well. That it's easy to decorate. It's hard to make good whiskey. Hard to make good whiskey.
No, I think today went fantastic from an outsider's perspective. Todd killed it. I'm going to blow his head up even more, but Todd killed the tours. He had his same bits. Yeah, I would assume so. He's had his same bits at each part of the different. I could hear him in the back.
It was kind of funny to hear like the exact same thing for each
joke. Every 20 minutes we had the same joke. Oh.
And the people are still laughing every 20 minutes.
Oh yeah. He was cracking everybody up.
Well, I have to tell you something a little bit secret about Todd. This morning we met Todd because of this distillery, and he came around. People were saying you got to meet the Ashmores. They know the history, and also Suzanne, his wife, had been one of Kevin and Rob's best friends, school teacher. So they were like, "Oh, she's fabulous with history. She knows everything. You got to go. She's the best teacher." And so we met them that way. So fast forward 7 years later, I think they were there before we started, and he comes up to me this morning and he goes, "It's time to sign the barrel. You should be the first." And I was overwhelmed with emotion that I would have never known him if we hadn't have started a distillery. I would have never enjoyed my time with him, and he would have never been given these great tours if it hadn't been for Whiskey in the History. And I stood there and he said, "Why are you sobbing?" And I said, "Because my life would have been horrible without you. I'm so glad we made whiskey." I love you, Todd Ashmore. Just like you guys, though. I mean, that's the same thing. I would have never met your talent either. So I have to, not to toot your horn, but I would have never met or had anything to do if it weren't for the whiskey. Whiskey gods.
Yeah, we thank them every day. Yeah.
Now, don't tell Todd I said any of that.
No. No, not at all. So, my mind is so gone today.
The Rebel Tea was delicious as always.
Yes. I was so happy to see it on the menu.
Thank you. The Louisiana Punch.
Yes, it's so good. My stomach started hurting a little bit, so I stopped drinking, but it was so good.
The Louisiana Punch has that was the first cocktail we ever served at our distillery on Main Street 7 years ago. It's the first cocktail. It still remains here. The cool thing about it was pineapple was the only fruit they could get over the mountains from Boston. It was very difficult to get things over the mountains. In fact, if you ordered a spike, for example, made out of iron from London, it was cheaper to ship it from London to Boston than it was to ship it from Boston to Pittsburgh. It was so difficult to get over the mountains. And so it's everything's going to rot, any fruit you could get. So people would get these pineapples, and they would stay fresh all the way over the mountains. And then when they arrived, they had traded whiskey for it, most likely. They would set the pineapple on their kitchen table, and the people coming from all around the neighborhood to see the pineapple. You got a pineapple? And that's why it's known as the sign of welcome, because that started here in Pittsburgh. And so we use that. And then, of course, there's the great story of Ginger Hill. And that is all about the Whiskey Rebellion. So we used ginger and pineapple. Had to add a little bit of lime to pop that pineapple. But boy, does it not taste good with Pennsylvania rye. So thank you to all the settlers who only could get pineapple out here. We've made a great cocktail 276 years later.
But yeah, I mean, T and I reviewed all the food we had. We started off with the charcuterie board.
Thank you.
Or charcuterie plate, I should say. That was fantastic.
The candied bacon was amazing.
So the idea behind that is they wouldn't have had, when you think of classic charcuterie, you think of beautiful Italian aged meats, and they were Scotch-Irish here, and so we wanted to do meats that were
pork,
that were done in the spring house. So I'm glad to hear that you liked it because it's not your classic charcuterie; it's slightly different, but it goes with all the whiskeys.
Yeah.
And the cheese.
Oh my God, the onion cheese, the onion cheddar.
Oh my God, onions end up tasting delightful with whiskey, don't they?
Yeah,
that's the perfect.
He said it tasted exactly like French onion soup, and that's exactly what. That's the only way you can describe it.
And so then, of course, my next question is, how did you like the sour cherry chutney? Oh,
is that okay? So
that's
we couldn't figure out what the
was.
jam was. Yeah,
that was really good. I just didn't know.
It went on everything. It went on everything.
I did try it on everything.
It's perfect on the candied bacon.
Yes,
it's perfect on the naan bread, which we're calling rustic bread.
Yeah,
with a little bit of seasoning.
That was you had said like
too.
a pita, like salt. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's perfect. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Oh yeah.
What did you think about the smoked trout dip?
I loved it. I love the, because some people are always like, especially when you talk like haddock and when you talk like trout, you're like, but like I didn't feel like it was super fishy.
No, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's a good blend.
There's a nice lemon and dill there.
I love the lemon in that. Which I said, well, of course, lemon goes well with fish in general. So I thought it paired well with the saltine crackers, and which of course the saltines make you want to drink more. So
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
I didn't plan that.
Yeah.
No, not at all. And you didn't have the Johnny cake, which was classic.
Next
I really
time.
wanted to.
Yeah, that's
my wallet,
amazing.
Yeah, was like.
And then from Johnny cake, we go into the apple dumpling, which they used to make. They used to make boiled. In 1794, you would just take pie dough, put an apple in it, wrap it in like a gauze, and drop it into a pot of boiling water. And then pull it out, and I thought that sounded like the worst thing. I saw at a colonial festival, I saw them actually make it. It takes like 30 minutes to boil, and you think there's going to be no dough left. And it comes out of that boiling water like a big, giant apple ravioli. And I'm going, this is so good. So we're trying to copy that. It's not quite the same. We don't boil it here, but it's at least along the lines of colonial. And that's the way to add fun to your experience here.
Oh, for sure.
Is colonial food.
And that's what, we said the biggest difference, other than the size, right, was the fact that you guys added food. Because you didn't have food at the last place. And I said, we would expect nothing less from something concocted from here, that the menu felt like a perfect, like, period piece, like, colonial-esque bar food. And not your standard bar food that you get in modern times, So you got the meat pies, you got the pork charcuterie, you have the apple dumplings, the Johnny cake, like all that. It was like this. I would, if you guys just threw like wings and burgers on that, I'd be like, are you feeling okay?
Like, here we go again. It's a nice interior, but the food stinks.
Yeah.
So not that French fries are bad, but
no.
I just felt like we wanted to make it the complete experience. So you want to have a date here. I've always said everything that we do, me and Jim, is so that the two of us can have a date here and just have a great experience. So that's where everything, the food, the design of everything comes from the idea that I just want to sit down and have a comfortable evening with Jim. So I don't know if you two are having a comfortable evening like that.
Oh, no, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
We're having a good time.
I just want to hear what you're saying about it.
he thought you heard him say Jim, and so he came
And he comes flying out. Oh, sit down.
But yeah, so how do you feel today went? Did it exceed your expectations?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Jim, are the bartenders still alive? They might be dead.
Yeah.
They might be.
Donna and Amy were. I mean, everyone was, but I was focused. I was talking with most of them because they're right here in front of us, and they were crushing it. Every time I walk, I even go up a couple times. Do you need me to do anything? Do you need me to get you something? They're like, no, So.
And Donna, at one point, who loves everyone, hugs everyone, people pick her as their favorite bartender. And usually people will say, I'm a bartender snob, and they'll walk in, I want only this bartender, I want only that bartender. Mm-hmm. And I go behind the bar to stack dishes, and Donna is flipping out. And I'm like, I have never seen this before. And I say, Donna, are you okay? And Donna says, the computer froze. And it won't take any more orders.
She was talking about any more orders.
He was trying to wait to order our dinner, and she's like, she got mad at the card wouldn't go.
She's like, it won't take any more orders. How many orders does it have? Oh, 135.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
Gee, I wonder why it won't take any more.
I wonder why it had 135 orders. But they seem to be laughing now and having a good time.
Well, yeah,
I was
probably
just
winding
dragging
down.
people up to the quiet room. Anybody who was upset about the service, I took them up to the private room and just poured them whiskey. Mm-hmm. But in the end, I'm standing here looking at. We have all the contractors who built this. They came today, and I feel like they deserve as much credit for the experience as any of the Huffs, because the contractors cared about continuing that beautiful Pennsylvania tradition. Mm-hmm. Everything they did was of the utmost quality. Mm-hmm. And if I hear one more comment about the dang beams, these beams are amazing, I think I'm gonna. Okay, yeah.
Listen,
okay.
you can't create something so
135th millionth person.
You can't create something so beautiful and not expect people to point it out.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
So what's this you poured?
This is what we talked about before. That we just couldn't do it because we weren't allowed to drink when we were here for the episode. But this is the beta batch of the spiced whiskey that you let us try. Yeah, that's you.
Did you save this?
Yeah, oh yeah. So this is the one that when Kevin and Rob came on the episode way back when in 2019, and you guys were still contemplating doing this. They brought us a decent, one of the glass flask size out.
I remember.
And
I think you might have just gone into crazy land when you tasted it.
I did. I walked away from the microphone and I said, "You've got to be kidding me."
I remember that.
What?
I do remember that. Yep, I do.
But
it's well, I guess it'll be okay then. I transferred it to a smaller
bottle because it was just like kind of sitting at the bottom. But I actually have all but batch 2. Saved.
Really?
Like a little bit of each one saved. Yeah, because batch 2, you did 1 and 2 the same
that's
year.
Right. Yes,
yeah,
that's right.
But I'm saving this one especially for something special, and I figured, opening day of the brand new spot is a great spot. So cheers to you guys.
Cheers. What
to
an
you guys.
honor.
Cheers to Yins.
Cheers
to Yins.
Cheers to Yins. What an honor. It's still good.
Yeah.
It's still good.
4 years later, it's still great.
That turned out okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty damn good.
Yes, it is. I don't think I've ever tried that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried.
Well, you've tried, because that's literally all I've had left for 4 years now. So
what
really
an
good.
honor! It meant everything, John. That you shared this with me.
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys have shared so much with us, and we just wanted to, there's not too many things we can bring to you and be like, this is whatever, and
I'm
this is something.
I just
so
think
yeah,
it's so good. Mm-hmm. We did this.
That's why I was like, because it was like one of the last things I think Kevin had us try, and at that point, Zach and I were looking at it and going, nothing's missed so far. He's like, we're attempting, because we even tried the apple, the cherry, and the mesquite. First time you guys are trying that too.
That's right.
And those are really good. And then we're just like, nothing's missing. We're looking at each other like, I mean, something's gonna And then he brought this out, and I was like, well, maybe this is something they're concocting. It's like, oh, it sounds good, but who knows, whatever. That's why I walked away, because I was just like, how how.
This is good. I don't think we have any more of this left anywhere on the planet.
Well,
so
no, because again, this was
is
you
really
guys
good.
attempting, like, maybe we'll do this now,
Maybe
and
we'll
yeah,
do
yeah,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
Made
Well,
a
you were
small
right.
batch,
Yeah.
and we had to make a second batch that year.
That
because
year.
we sold out.
That's why I don't have two, because I have one,
Yep.
and I have 1, 3, 4, whatever was last year, 5. No, last year was 4.
I can't even.
Wow, I
guess
think it was 4.
How
I
big
can-
of a batch we'll have to make this year.
Oh yeah,
Right.
we probably should improve.
Oh, my dad's already said, I'm buying. You and I together are buying a case. My
Your
parents.
dad was drinking an old fashioned tonight.
He was. I was just gonna say, you guys have assisted.
The
Thank you
world
so
has
much,
changed.
and in helping us convert my dad into a whiskey fan. If you'd have said a year ago that Dad would be choosing himself to try or to order old fashions, I said, "You crazy." He doesn't even like. He won't even leave outside of like peanut butter whiskey. Like that's it. He don't even like nothing I give him. And so coming here and be like, yeah, I got this, and he walked away with a bottle of the bottled old fashioned. As soon as I showed him around, right, and I brought him to the bottle shop, and I was like, so you're drinking that? I said, guess what's in that bottle? He's like, what? I
Oh,
was
you
like,
bought
that.
a bottle?
Yeah, he
Well,
bought a
then I'm
bottle.
just gonna drink some of his.
Invite
And he
me over,
he
please.
went, I'm sorry, this is in there? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, all right, getting one of those too.
Invite me over.
Then he saw the cigars, and he grabbed the cigar. Yeah. They walked away with a couple good bottles. So.
You guys also helped me like rye because I wasn't the biggest rye fan before
Us
this,
too.
and then I tried the peated rye and the high rye and the regular rye. Oh my god, it's so good.
You know, our rye is so for me. It's beautiful to create cocktails with because the peppery flavors are nice, but the cocktails, it's not too overpowering that you can't use it in a nice like the Louisiana punch. It doesn't overpower the punch. It just adds that special little spice on the end. So
Yeah.
I'm really happy to make cocktails out of it. I hate
The,
to do it because it's so good, but if I must.
I mean, that's what we were saying with Aaron and everyone else who sat down who's like brought a cocktail with them. We've talked about whatever they were drinking. As we said, everything just like it blends so well together that everything complements each other. And it's not like sometimes when you go out to these bars and it's just like, oh, it's like super heavy-handed and like this is so, like Lisa and I went to a concert the other night and like I got a Jim and Ginger and it was pretty much all Jim and a teeny bit of ginger. You know what I mean? Like, or something that's like so sweet that you're just like, oh my God, but like these ones, and Zach said it before, he deems you the best cocktail
thank you.
creator in the state of PA. So
I think, John, you've turned into a cocktail snob. I'll be honest.
well, that's your fault.
I'm very sad, but yes, no, I agree. There's some great bartenders out there, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
know they're talking about some of the bartenders coming here and giving an experience to people. So we'll keep you informed of when that's
Yeah.
going to happen because it's been really an honor to be respected by some of the best bartenders. I love the bartenders in Pittsburgh. They're all very good.
Oh, yeah.
And to be respected enough to have them say, we'll come here and make some whiskey cocktails and offer it to the public. I think that will be so much fun. It will be so much fun.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I outsider's perspective, this went great today. Not that I didn't expect it not to, but I thought the rain held off for as long. I thought it was going to creep in a little
Only a
earlier.
sprinkle.
So
Only a
that's pretty
sprinkle.
good. Yeah, not like what we got caught in the other day, huh, Jim?
The whiskey got
the monsoon
blew
we got
the
caught
power
in.
out here, turned it back on.
Yeah, so, well, thank you so much for letting us take up space. So I said to Kevin last night, I was like, I think I'm going to want to go inside, but put me somewhere that's not in the way. You know what I mean? 'Cause,
No, this was perfect.
Yeah, this
and
was a great
everybody
space.
who was here today saw you. So
Oh, yeah.
you've been a lot to us.
Yeah.
But the best part of the day was tasting that old spiced whiskey. Don't tell anybody up there, but the best part of the day was tasting this. Thank you for saving it.
Yes, well,
that was
again.
very precious.
Yeah.
Very
Thank
precious.
you again for having us, and thanks for everything you've done for us, for Whiskey Friends. I'll speak for them; they'll agree with me. And Josh with Thrifty, everything we've done. Thanks for being a big supporter, and yeah.
All right. Thank
Cheers!
you.
Cheers to
Cheers.
continued success.
Cheers to
Continued
continued success.
Yes.
to all
Cheers
of
to
us.
Yins.
Cheers to you.
Cheers
I always
to
wanted to say that.
Yins. Cheers to Yins.
We're good.
Alrighty, well, that was a long but fun day.
Yeah. I want to say emphasis on long. But,
Yeah.
but
Well,
it was still fun.
we got here at 11:30, and it's currently 8 o'clock. So
just sitting in the same spot for
yeah,
that long.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, we could have picked like, oh, we're only here from 2 to 4, but then like, you know, who knows who we would have caught or if anybody would have come over. And,
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, we got most of our stuff before 2 o'clock.
we got a lot of people before that. We got some good video interviews as well. That might come out at a later date, but yeah, no, I think today went really well. They did have to shut off cocktails, but you know, that's a good thing, I guess, right? You know, and yeah, so they're gonna keep going strong. And
Hey, sometimes you're just so good, you got to turn down the rest of the
right.
business.
So good, so many people showed up.
That blows my mind because he was talking like when he had to like catch them at their cars because
Yeah.
he didn't shut down the bar till after 7. So like,
It was a little bit. Jeff said it a little bit before that,
Oh, okay.
and so yeah.
But still, to like people just showing up, like, oh, I'm gonna go in and sit down and have a bunch. It's 7 o'clock. They close at 8.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. But oh my goodness, what are they doing out there? But T, thanks for coming with me. Thanks for hanging.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and
Thanks for ditching, Zach. I had a good time.
yeah. You missed out, Zach. You missed out. Now we'll have to have you. We'll do a TDY excursion down here. The whole staff, all 4 of us, and come down here.
I want to bring people here now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I always like bringing people here, and it's much. I think it's easier now to bring them to this one.
Exactly.
A, it's bigger. B, it's right off the highway.
Exactly.
And 10-15 minutes closer. So, I guess the only thing left to say, T, cheers to you, buddy.
John, cheers to you.
And cheers to you.